Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers. Rich has second thoughts. Taylor makes him jealous. Taylor Hayes is on the rebound on The Bold and the Beautiful, and it looks like Deacon Sharp might just get lucky recently. Deacon began going to sessions with Taylor and sparks began flying between the dog and her new patient. What will Rich Forrester think about his ex moving on so fast and with Deacon of all people? The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say it's only a matter of time before Deacon sends Sheila Carter, Kimberlin Brown divorce papers. His soon-to-be ex-wife's latest Luna betrayal was a straw that broke the camel's back, and it's pretty clear he's already checked out of the marriage. Deacon and Taylor shared an intimate hug this week on the CBS soap. Will they up the ante next week and lock lips? According to B&B spoilers, everyone will be talking about the new woman Deacon Sharp has been spending time with. Will Rich Forrester get jealous when he learns that the woman he was engaged to last month is hanging out with the Il Giardino owner? It's not that Rich Forrester doesn't love Taylor Hayes. There's no doubt that he cares about her, but he always has cared for Brooke Logan a little bit more. Despite the fact that Rich just dumped Taylor to marry Brooke, it's still going to be hard for him to see her canoodling around town with someone else. Plus, Rich and Deacon have had their own issues over the years. He's not a huge fan of him. If Brooke realizes Rich is jealous of Taylor and Deacon, her blood is going to boil. She made it pretty clear in Italy that she was tired of Rich's wishy-washy behavior and going back and forth between them. Could Rich's jealousy over Taylor cause issues in his new marriage? Rich Forrester had expected life to feel easy now. He thought that once he made his choice, once he settled into a future with Brooke Logan, everything would finally calm down. The drama would cease, the doubts would quiet, the nagging sense of something lacking would vanish. Instead, Rich has found himself more conflicted than ever. Brooke is radiant as always, confident that she holds Rich's heart once again. She speaks of destiny, of this circular pattern that always brings them back together like a story written in the stars. Rich wants to believe her. He wants to bask in her certainty. But lately, every time he looks at Brooke, he finds himself thinking of someone else. Someone whose steady gaze once grounded him in a way no whirlwind romance ever could. Taylor Hayes. Their history is as complex as Brooke's, but different, less volcanic, more earnest. Taylor never tried to control him. She simply believed in him. She had stood by him in some of the darkest periods of his life, offering not seduction or adrenaline, but calm. And now she's back in Los Angeles, more confident, more composed, and far more intriguing than he remembered. The first time Rich saw her again at Forrester Creations after her latest return, he was struck by something unexpected. Taylor wasn't waiting for him. She wasn't gazing at him with longing or pleading for another chance. She was focused, laughing with Steffi, consulting with Thomas, working on her latest project. She was happy without him. It stung. Spoilers say Taylor is done being the fallback option and Rich isn't used to that. Things take a dramatic turn during a Forrester family gathering when Taylor arrives in a stunning crimson dress, one that makes even Brooke's eyes widen. Taylor's effortless elegance draws attention from every direction. Even Eric compliments her glow. Steffi teases her, calling her dangerously radiant. Brooke smiles politely through gritted teeth. Rich tries to maintain composure, but the atmosphere shifts yet again when Dr. Hayes is approached by a charming newcomer, a philanthropist and friend of John Finnegan. He's intelligent, worldly, and utterly enthralled by Taylor's warmth. They laugh together over shared stories of Doctors Without Borders missions. He even takes Taylor's hand as he tells a humorous tale of a jungle rescue gone wrong. And Rich feels something he never expected to feel tonight: jealousy. Brooke immediately notices his stiffening posture, the flicker in his eyes. She slides closer, wrapping an arm around his waist possessively. But Rich barely feels her. His attention is locked onto Taylor, who doesn't even seem to notice he exists. Spoilers suggest Rich's simmering conflict will soon reach a breaking point later. When Taylor steps outside to take a call, Rich follows. He claims it's to check on her, but the irritation in his voice betrays him. Seems like you and our new guest hit it off, Rich says casually to casually. Taylor raises a brow. Is that a problem? No. Rich snaps back to quickly. Just seems sudden, that's all. Taylor smirks softly. Rich, I've spent years waiting. I'm done being on pause. Her words hit him like a punch. Rich suddenly realizes Taylor isn't trying to make him jealous. She's simply moving on without him. That terrifies him more than Brooke leaving ever could. From that moment on, Rich spirals. Memories of his life with Taylor flood his mind. Christmas mornings with Thomas and Steffi. Safari trips, quiet dinners full of laughter instead of arguments. He remembers how safe she made him feel, not exhausted, not challenged, but seen. Spoilers indicate Rich will begin pulling away from Brooke, offering vague excuses and claiming work obligations. Brooke starts sensing his distraction and grows increasingly paranoid, especially when she finds him staring thoughtfully at an old photo of him and Taylor with the kids. Desperation makes Brooke reckless. Rumor has it she'll attempt to reignite passion the only way she knows how, by making a grand declaration of destiny. She'll even plan a romantic surprise intended to lock down Ridge's commitment. But Ridge's heart isn't where it used to be. The question hanging in the air is simple yet seismic. Has Taylor's newfound independence awakened something in Ridge he can no longer ignore? This isn't the usual Brooke versus Taylor tug-of-war. This time, Taylor isn't fighting. This time, Ridge is the one who must chase. And if spoilers are right, he may soon find himself on the losing side of a game he thought he could always win. With love triangles evolving and roles reversing, one thing is certain: The Bold and the Beautiful is setting the stage for one of Ridge Forrester's most pivotal decisions yet. Ridge Forrester thought he had finally found clarity. He chose Brooke again. He committed to moving forward and leaving the chaos of the past behind. But the heart, as so often happens in the world of the bold and the beautiful, is not so easily commanded. Ridge told himself he made the right choice. He held onto Brooke, shared promises, kisses, and whispered reassurances. Yet lately, uncertainty has crept into his mind like a slow, steady drip wearing away at a dam. The reason? Taylor. She didn't ask for his attention. She didn't fight this time. No begging, no longing speeches about destiny or family. She simply stepped away gracefully when Ridge chose Brooke. But instead of fading into the background, Taylor did something unexpected. She began to live. Not just exist, live. She reinvented herself, more composed, more confident, more radiant than ever before. She dove into her work, strengthened her bond with her children, and embraced her life in Los Angeles without depending on Ridge's presence to validate her. And to Ridge, that was more powerful than any declaration of love. The more Taylor didn't chase him, the more Ridge chased her. Even if he refused to admit it. It started subtly. Ridge begins checking in with Thomas more often, casually asking how Taylor is. He makes excuses to drop by Steffi's house, pretending he's visiting his granddaughter, but lingering a little too long when Taylor happens to be there. He watches her really laugh with Finn over something silly. He hears her casually mention grabbing dinner with colleagues or attending charity events. Dressed to kill, no doubt turning heads, and it bothers him. Brooke starts noticing too. Ridge grows distant, not cold, but distracted. He stares off sometimes when he thinks she isn't looking. He hesitates before saying "I love you." His phone lights up with a message, and Brooke catches him hoping it's from Taylor. One evening, during a small Forrester family gathering at the mansion, things escalate. Taylor arrives fashionably late, wearing a sleek black off-the-shoulder dress that hugs her figure. Elegance and strength combined. She glides into the room like a woman who knows exactly who she is, and no longer needs to prove it to anyone. Everyone notices, especially Ridge. Brooke does too. The tension between Brooke and Taylor is unspoken but undeniable. No insults are thrown. No passive-aggressive remarks are exchanged. Instead, Taylor ignores the rivalry entirely, choosing to stand beside Eric and share travel stories rather than engage in yet another repetition of the Logan Forrester divide. And then he walks in. Finn introduces Taylor to a handsome colleague, a renowned trauma surgeon visiting from New York, tall, composed, charming. The kind of man who sees Taylor not as Ridge's former flame, but as her own person. Within minutes, they're laughing together like old friends. Ridge watches, fists tightening around his glass. Thomas smirks knowingly. Steffi raises a brow, clearly entertained. Brooke grips Ridge's arm a little tighter, like a silent warning, don't even think about it. But Ridge can't help it. His gaze keeps drifting back to Taylor, to the way she tucks her hair behind her ear when she laughs, to the way the doctor leans in just a little too close. A flicker of possessiveness ignites in his chest.